The reality is that it's a legal play. Nobody gets hurt during the play. Everybody attempts to run some version of it themselves, but Philly's just better at it.
Without further ado, my friend Craig Carton, who's now also on Sports Grid now, and here he is. He's on his walk.
That's right.
Where are we going here? Look at, oh my God, I love. What's the dog's name?
So that's Deacon, and he's a rescue we got about 4.5 years ago. So we go on a 6-mile walk every day.
That's fantastic, bro. We're rescue animals too. We got cats and dogs and everything. I mean,
I'm not a cat guy, and for this reason, I'm not anti-cat, but I'm not pro-cat, because why would I ever want to bring an animal into my house that is allowed to dump inside my house? And you guys, you cat owners celebrate that, like, hey, little Twinkles went in the litter box inside your house.
Well, here's one of the reasons why my wife likes the cats, and we have a little puppy too. His name is Stevie, and she says this: the cat uses the box more than I use the, what you call it is good. So she's like, it's easier to clean up after him. I'll leave it there, man. I mean,
yeah, please do.
Yeah, I get more information than you need to know, Craig.
Sounds like Craig, an average marital problem we all probably have.
Hey, when you're 35 years, everything's a marital problem. It's all good. Hey,
there you go.
Craigie boy, Eagles, are they still the team that beat in the NFC?
Yeah, I don't think they're playing the best football, but, heavy's the head that wears the crown. They're the reigning champion. They're 2-0, despite having an offense that has not been anywhere near as good as it can be, and I think ultimately will be statistically. But they do something. We always talk about like teams I'm a Jet fan. I know you have Bears fans that come on your show and listen to your show. They're kind of similar. It's an art. You played the sport. Some teams have all the talent in the world, but don't know how to close out games, don't know how to win. And the one thing I'll say about the Eagles, and you know my feelings, I'm not a big Philly guy. I'm not a Sirianni guy, although I do respect success. And I have come off my high horse about him being a lousy coach because now he's a Super Bowl winner. I think you have to pay your respects to that. That team, flat out, more than any other team in football right now, Kansas City used to be on that perch. They know how to win. Period. Stop. Now, we can talk about Jalen Hurts' numbers. You can talk about, A.J. Brown, all the stuff we all talk about. That team, if you take out the one game Jalen Hurts got hurt in last year against Washington, they've won 18 consecutive games that he has started and finished. Like, that's crazy.
Crazy.
So I'm not down with let's try to, nitpick and criticize what Philly does. Let's just respect the fact they're a damn good team.
How about this, Craig? So yesterday, AJ had the media in front of him, and they were in the pit, and he was asked, and he goes like this: are you concerned about what's going on? He goes, listen, man, we got to have our quarterback throw on time, and we have to have better communication, which he's talking about Kevin Patullo. The first year, which I don't get, you have a Ferrari and you have the reigning MVP. You give a guy who's never been a coordinator, like Tom Brady said the other day. Why would you give a guy who's the reigning MVP, the 30th ranked coordinator in the league, and have him go out and play call? And then he was turning around. He said the same thing too. He goes, Emmanuel Forbes is on me. I torture this guy. And I turn around here. I'm more concerned about the things in the building here. I mean, look, diva wide receivers are diva wide receivers. I get it, bud. Boy, there's something wrong with that offense, man. I mean, he had 100 yards a year. He had 100 yards last week.
Yeah, let me just throw something just to play devil's advocate for a second, right? So they played 2 games. The first game, and I know you did watch it, I'm not saying you, but the general you, people forget that there was a lightning storm that stopped the game for over an hour. And before the lightning, as my sidekick and partner on my new show that's on Sports Grid, as you said, from 11 to 12 Eastern Time live every day, there was not a single punt in that game before the lightning came in. Post-lightning, neither offense was all that good. Dallas only gave up 3 points to Philly in the second half. Philly's defense shut Dallas out. 2 different games, though, pre-lightning, post-lightning. Last week, they played against a proud Kansas City Chiefs team that was just in the Super Bowl. Let's make our judgment on Patullo and the rest of the Eagles a month in, 6 weeks in.
Yeah.
Because I think we're doing what it's easy to do. We're only going based on the data we've seen thus far. And the data we've seen thus far is that the Eagles' offense statistically isn't very good. but I know better. They're damn good. Now, I will tell you this. I think 2 weeks in, the Green Bay Packers are the best football team. They've played the best football. Their defense is only going to get better as Micah gets back into it, for sure. And I'm not a Jordan Love guy, and he doesn't have great wide receivers, but he's finding a way, man. So I would not sleep on the Packers again, 2 weeks in.
I make this comment all the time about September, Craig. I say it's a liar's month, which
Sure.
means, like you just said, I mean, until you get into October, you're in the mid part of the October. You're only playing 8 quarters right now. So
Right.
I
Like, I'll give you an
will,
example. I'll stop you there. Does anybody think the Indianapolis Colts are going undefeated?
absolutely not.
Right.
Like, I'm not buying the Arizona Cardinals either. So,
I'm with you on that.
all right. How about this? What's
Mhm.
your takeaway in a tush push?
Glad you brought it up. I compared the push tush to the outrage people have that Jimmy Kimmel got fired. Like, let's not judge after the fact. The reality is that it's a legal play. Nobody gets hurt during the play. Everybody attempts to run some version of it themselves, but Philly's just better at it. And what bothered me this week is that we've now moved the goalposts a little bit because for the NFL to come out this week, as it was reported yesterday and today, that they have now reached out to every single team and all officials that they want to now over officiate, my words, not theirs, over officiate the play. Why are we over officiating any particular play? Now, we all watched what happened against Kansas City, but two things happened and no one's talking about the second. The first is, yes, there were a couple times when the Eagles offensive line jumped the snap, not up for debate. The Eagles own up to it. The referees missed it. Okay, great. Let's own that. But nobody's talking about the fact that the Chiefs lined up in the neutral zone on the same play, and that wasn't called either. And I think it's very rich for the Kansas City Chiefs and Chiefs fans to be the ones that are complaining about the tush push and the illegality of it with the jumping off sides when they benefited from more bad officiating calls and only beat the Eagles the first time in the Super Bowl because of the pass interference call on James Bradbury. And their right tackle has jumped off sides or before the snap on every big play during all three of their Super Bowl seasons. Let's just slow our roll here a little bit, figure out a way to stop it. The owners had a chance to outlaw it. They didn't. And if I'm Philly, now I abuse it. But here's what's going to happen. And I guarantee they play the Rams on Sunday. Should be one of the best games of the week off of last year's playoff game, which the Rams could have won and almost won. I will guarantee you on Deacon's soul, right, Deacon? Right, buddy? Right, buddy? That if they run the tush push, I will guarantee you a flag is thrown on it.
Oh, yes, absolutely. By the way, folks, former WIP host of Philadelphia's own Craig Carton. Hey,
Look.
people forget that about Craigie, man. He was on WIP. Couple more here for you, Craig. Is Josh Allen the best quarterback in pro football?
No, he's not. He's damn good, though. And there's about 29 teams would trade their quarterback for him straight up right now. But I think Lamar Jackson's better.
Okay. Jalen Hurts.
I think I have Jalen Hurts on my current list as the fourth best quarterback in football.
Fourth? Wow.
Yes. Yeah. Because I can't, with all due respect, I can't sleep on Mahomes. You still have to have Mahomes there. He's earned that. So Mahomes to me is number one. Lamar Jackson's number two. I have Josh Allen 3. I have Jalen Hurts 4. And I have Matthew Stafford 5. And we'll do it every week. So it'll change week to week. So it's somewhat fluid. But Lamar Jackson does things I don't think any of us have ever seen in the pocket, out of the pocket. And I know he hasn't gotten to a Super Bowl or won one, and maybe that's the ultimate, distinguisher when it's all said and done. But Josh Allen's, we're nitpicking here because he's an awesome quarterback.
Fireman Craig, what about your Jets?
Hold on, let me just throw up here for a second. Come on, man. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. I think the better quarterback on the Jets roster is playing this weekend.
Tyrod Taylor, I do too against the Buccaneers. I said, Craig, I said this. I go, because the Bucs have their entire offensive line, they've lost both their bookend tackles. They lost that Cody Mock kid. So they're going to be this game, and with Quentin Williams in the middle there, bro. I think this game is going to be a one-possession ball game on Saturday.
I would not sleep on the Jets. I don't think the Jets are any good, But let's not forget, Tampa could be 0-2 as easily as they're 2-0. And I give Baker Mayfield all the love and credit in the world. Great come from behind, final drive of the game. I think Todd Bowles actually has become a much better game day sideline coach than he was both in New York and his first couple years in Tampa. I was yelling at the screen, to be honest, when they let the clock run down to 9 seconds there and had 2 timeouts, but it was genius. And they ran the ball, which was awesome to score that would have amounted to the game-winning touchdown. An interesting franchise. The
That's very,
Jets.
very, very, very interesting. Finally, here, do you
Yeah,
have a problem with Tom Brady in the booth with the Raiders? I looked over and I'm like, is that Tom
yeah,
Brady with the headset on? Do you
yeah.
have an issue with that?
I don't have an issue with him on that side. The issue is, and this is up to each team how they want to handle it. The NFL a year ago did not allow him to go with the other broadcasters week to week and sit down and pick the brains of players and coaches. Now, let's not be silly here. If Tom Brady picks up the phone, every coach and player in the league is going to answer it and talk to him if he asks questions, and maybe they ask questions of him also. But for a league, rightfully so, that is so concerned about anyone ever questioning the integrity of the outcome of games, you can't have both. You can't allow him to go into a meeting room where a coach or multiple players on the team openly share game plans, strengths, weaknesses, that kind of stuff, knowing that he's going to turn around, as he should as the owner, and tell Chip Kelly and tell Raiders players. And think of it this way, because it's easy to digest. The Cowboys play the Bears in Soldier Field on Sunday, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, Tom Brady's doing that game for Fox. So if this thing didn't become a huge blow up, that means he's in the room with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams and name it, 6 other players on the Bears, right?
Yeah,
Okay, great. The Bears play the Raiders next week.
right. No,
So it's not even like it's something we're going to talk about 3 months from now. It's immediate. And if I'm Chip Kelly and I know that Tom Brady just spent an hour with the coaching staff and the players of the Bears, and I play them next week, I want to have a conversation about it.
yeah, no.
So,
Hey, Craigie, I asked Ice Cube this question yesterday. I want to ask
mhm.
you it. What's your take on Kimmel and that whole thing with him getting canned?
My only beef with it is that it is not a free speech issue. Government should never, reach their hands into media. I don't think. We're not Russia, right? We're not a communist country. We're state-controlled media. My only complaint is I think there's a lot of fake outrage about it. And if all the people that are complaining about it actually watched Jimmy Kimmel, I guarantee you his show wouldn't have been canceled or suspended. That's number one. And number two, he has the right to go out in the street corner in LA right now with a bullhorn and say anything he wants about Charlie Kirk, may he rest in peace, and anything else. So people conflate what happened here at the ABC affiliates and his political viewpoints and what he said about Charlie Kirk with a free speech issue. And that's the thing that bothers me the most. My free speech has not been infringed upon because he might be fired from a $20 million a year job. And that's the other thing. I've checked the Constitution, I've read the Bible and the Torah. Nowhere does it say that you are guaranteed a $20 million a year job for life. Like employers are allowed to fire people. Employers are allowed to take you off the air and continue to pay you. And while I know there's a political aspect to it, like are we really crying about a guy worth a couple $100 million, who people forget, showed up to work in blackface 20 years ago,
Yeah.
who had big boot girls dancing on trampolines 20 years ago? Like we've all done things that are objectionable. And then for him to then become the self-appointed moral voice of America is just a little thin for me.
Not me and you, but we've never done anything like that.
Nope.
That's for the other folks out there.
That's right.
Great. How can people find your new show on Sports Grid?
Yeah.
Got a great text from
Well,
Mike Cardano here. By the way, you were smoking, and I appreciate you doing that. But how can we find you, brother?
Well, I better say it now since he's watching. So Mike Cardano, the guys at Sports Grid, they're the distributor of the show I have, which is owned by Fox and their podcast company called Red Seat. It's live every day from 11 to 12 on the Sports Grid app. You can download it. You can see it on X, through their channel. And then on 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it goes out on YouTube every single day. And obviously all the clips and the highlights are on every single social media platform. It's the Craig Carton Show, and I appreciate you guys checking it out.
Absolutely, man. And when are you going back to WFAN?
You're funny.
He won't tell you, but he's going back to FAN. I know you are.
So if the phone ever rings, I'd answer it. We'll see.
Bro, right? Come on, man. Give me some insight. You're going back to fan.
No, I work at Sports Grid Red Sheep Fox, and I'm loving it. Dude, hey. I'm working 1 hour a day. It's awesome.
You're not like Charles Barkley. I'm not working like working like an animal over there at WFAN. They got me go pregame shows, postgame shows. Craigie boy,
good
have a great time with your puppy, man. We appreciate you doing this, brother.
Be good always.